Hi everyone, Alex here for another episode of NCW. Today we are going to be talking about our Halloween pinup book. I had a really nice interview with David Wohl, and then to celebrate spooky season, we did some spooky season questions because who doesn't love Halloween? So let's go take a look at that right now. Grimm Fairy Tales 2025 Halloween Pinup Special. Just in time for the Halloween season comes the Grimm Fairy Tales 2025 Halloween Pinup Special. Get ready to check out all of your favorite Zenescope universe heroines and villainesses donning the cosplays of pop culture's most famous monsters. Some of the industry's top artists contribute gorgeous pinups in this stunning collection. Also includes a never-before-published Grimm Fairy Tales short story, Dracula, King of Hell, written by Pat Shand with artwork by Juan Francisco Mota, with colors by Maxflan Arujo, letters by Taylor Esposito of Ghostcliff Studios, edited by David Wohl, with production and design by Christopher Cote. The Grimm universe was created by Joe Bruscia and Ralph Tedesco. Cover A is by John Royal, Jagdish Kumar, and Elmer Santos. Cover B is by Vince L. Tabanas, and cover C is by Josh Burns. Hi everyone, Alex here. I have David Wohl, and we are going to be talking about our 2025 Halloween pinup book. First, tell me a little bit about how, we started doing these pinup books, but then also what goes into creating a pinup book? Like, how do you decide who the artists are? Do you give them free reign?
Well, it depends on the project. It's funny because I'm working on the Christmas one or holiday one right now, and artists get a little more free reign with that one. But for Halloween, I think if you wanted to give them free reign, you'd get too many similar ideas. That one requires a lot of reference getting. Like I'll find whatever versions of costumes that I want to use, or cosplay, and then usually there's a group artists that I meet that we want to work with on something, and this is usually the place to start with them. And then there's other ones that just love doing pinups, and then there's Jen Leonard, who loves doing pinups and also comes up. I don't give her I gave her one suggestion on the Halloween one, but otherwise she comes to us and she's like, oh, I had this idea to do the Ghostbusters collection, or she comes with a lot of really, really good ideas, and someone in particular that I love working with. But in general, it's cool because a lot of the artists will come up with ideas on their own. I'll have a basis, oh, let's do a zombie cheerleader, and then someone will go from there with it. It's a cool interactive process, especially the Halloween one, more so than the other ones.
Which one do you think is your favorite?
I'm not supposed to say that. I really like the ones that Hakan Aiden did. Hope I'm not pronouncing his name wrong.
I always just apologize. I know I'm saying everyone's name wrong.
I thought he really did some cool ones. Greg Bo Watson and Guanael, the one that I mentioned before, the Cindy zombie cheerleader one, I thought was good. And there's just a lot of really good ones. I like the covers too, like the John Royal Wicked Witch cover. They just did a lot of cool stuff. And the Josh Burns Van Helsing as a vampire cover, I thought was really good.
Yeah, I liked that one too.
So I feel like they did a lot of good stuff in it. And plus, we get the opportunity to bring back some covers that people may not have seen in a while. There was some really good Elias movie club that some of them I saved for the next one. I don't think I put it in. There was a Freddy Krueger one that I thought was really cool, but I don't think that made it into the
using that for a promo this week. We did a glow-in-the-dark variant.
Oh, awesome. I love that cover. And yes, there was a lot of really cool Halloween covers that otherwise we don't get a chance to show people, that we get to put them here. So I think it's cool for that.
How do you decide what order you put the pages in?
Got to be very specific at the beginning with Chris. It's more just like a variation. You want to make sure I don't have characters or artists too close to each other, like the same ones. It's not like a concept album. I think I don't put that much thought into it, but there's definitely I want to start strong, and I feel like I want to keep a mood kind of flowing through it. But it's mostly by just feel, what feels right in a particular spot.
It's like a giant puzzle. I like that. I love a puzzle.
Yeah, and sometimes I'll be like, oh, that doesn't fit there, and then I'll have to move it somewhere else. So it's kind of weird. I don't even know why I pick things to go in a certain spot, but hopefully it comes out okay.
I mean, we have them in-house. I think they look good. Tell me a little bit. Can you tell me a little bit more about the short story in the beginning? I mean,
we're launching Dracula again,
which I'm very excited about. I do again, my father, king of spoilers, did finally share some information as to what is next in the
Yeah.
Grimm universe. And I kind of like the more darker, monstery
Yeah, me
vibe
too.
we're going for.
So Dracula, the last time we saw him prior to this fall, he was in hell. We did a story with his daughter, Dracula's daughter, where her and Van Helsing, was Van Helsing in it? Oh no, she goes to hell and sees her father there being tortured. And then we worked with Pat to kind of extrapolate how do we get Dracula from. So basically, the story of Dracula in our universe is he was kind of this foil for Van Helsing at the very beginning of the Van Helsing storyline, because she's the daughter of Abraham Van Helsing. He ends up turning her dad into a vampire and has him attack Van Helsing, and she has to kill her dad. And then she ends up killing Dracula and he goes to hell. So then once he's in hell, he kind of fights his way up to become the king of hell because he's such a powerful entity. And that's basically where the story starts in the Halloween story. So I don't want to reveal anything, but basically he's the king of hell at the beginning of the story, and he's in New York City in the Van Helsing Throne of Blood story. So that 8-page story gets him from point A to point B.
Let's get to my fun questions.
All right.
That are Halloween themed. Candy corn, love it, hate it, or it's only acceptable as a decoration?
I like it.
You and Sam Geo. I hate candy corn. I think it tastes like wax. Do you believe in ghosts, even just a little?
Yeah, I watch Supernatural all the time. You know, I could believe in ghosts.
I believe in them, so they don't prove me wrong. That's really my. I don't want to be proven. What's the most haunted place you've ever been to?
House that I grew up in, that I lived in for a year and a half in Woodmere, New York, was like, it had like a basement that was really like scary.
A murder basement? That's what I call those.
It could have been. We lived pretty close to the Amityville Horror House, so maybe someone would sort of like
terrifying.
On it. So that house scared me. Plus, my mom had this picture of a painting that it was a clown painting.
Oh, hell no.
That she left in my room for some reason, and that totally scared me.
Okay.
Well, I did go to the Haunted Mansion, and there's a place in New Jersey. It doesn't exist anymore. It's like when I was a kid. In Long Branch, they had this thing called the Haunted Mansion, you know, like where you'd go and people would interact with you. And I couldn't have been more than like maybe 7 or 8. And Lizzie Borden came out with like this big axe, and she put it like right to my neck. We were like this big group of people, like 20 people, and she like went straight to me and put it to my neck. And that totally scared me so much. And so now I can't, that's like you know, I can't go to those kind of places. They totally bum me out. Like when they have those rooms that have real people in them, like doing stuff. Yeah. And I'm scared of like a real killer in there, like doing something.
Yeah, so. Yeah. If you were dropped into a classic horror movie, do you think you would survive?
No.
And how would you die? What would happen?
Probably depends on the movie. I would get eaten by a zombie. I would be one of the people that succumbed early on. If Jason was killing people, I'd be early on in the process of getting killed. I'd be like the goofy guy who dies like in some really stupid way. Yeah, I don't see myself surviving.
I'll say there's no hope for me in a zombie apocalypse either. What do you find scarier? Clowns, creepy dolls, or children singing nursery rhymes?
Clowns.
I don't like the clowns either. If you had to spend a night in a haunted house, who would you want as your teammate? We'll do 2. One person who can be anybody, and then one person that works for Zenescope.
I'd say, could it be a person that used to work for Zenescope?
It can be.
I would say Amber, because Amber would seem like she'd be really good at like fighting them off or charming them or something. And I would say 2 Zenescope people, Noah, because he probably would get killed off before me.
I'm telling him you said that. That's my dad said the same thing. He chose one of our uncles because he just has to run faster than him. And I was like,
well, Noah could probably run faster than me, but he would probably try to like smart talk the whatever it was and try to be
whatever's
funny.
Trying to get you. What's the Halloween movie or TV special you have to watch every year?
Cabin in the Woods.
So in the Zenescope universe, especially moving on into this new age that we have coming up, you know, there's some horror elements. What films or stories do you think inspire your writing when you're doing stories like that?
Mine, like I said before, I think it's Supernatural, the TV show. Definitely the most. Although there's a lot of old like 70s vampire movies too that I get into. Are you okay?
I'm dying. My water went down the wrong pipe.
Oh no.
Who do you think is the scariest character in the Grimm universe or the
I
new
think
Zenescope
what
universe?
Karis could be, I think she's the scariest. Like, we don't use her like that, but I think she is.
If Grimm Fairy Tales had a Halloween party, or Zen Nation, as my dad is trying to coin, Zen Nation, we're gonna use that from now on. I have to rewire my brain for that one. Which character shows up in the best costume, and who eats all the candy?
Van Helsing shows up in the best costume, and Cindy eats all the candy.
If you could carve one Zenescope character into a jack-o'-lantern, who are you choosing, and why?
Man Goat, because I think he'd look funny.
Spooky season tradition. What's your favorite thing?
Oh, candy.
Candy.
I like to eat. I
Way.
like going trick-or-treating with my son.
I haven't been trick-or-treating with any children in. Anything else you want to share with us? Halloween and or pinup related?
Just happy Halloween, and I hope people pick up the Halloween pinup book, because I think it came out really good.
Awesome.
And read Dracula. King Dracula 1.
Well, Dave, thank you as always for hanging out with us. And everybody go grab Grimm Fairy Tales Halloween Pinup Special. Thank you to David Wohl for taking the time to talk to me. I always love getting to talk to him since he's on the other side of the US. Him and I will both be in California at the same time next week. I guess next week. Upcoming events, we have our virtual HorrorCon on October 28th at 6 p.m. Should be a lot of fun. We're going to have a lot of prizes. We will be doing a horror movie bracket. I always think of March Madness when I see a bracket, which is maybe weird for other people, but horror movie bracket, old classics versus new scary movies. I have no opinions because I don't watch those, but keep an eye on social media and we will be announcing the winner live on our stream. And then we have, for some upcoming live events, this weekend is Baltimore Comic-Con. Noah and Jason are leaving today to go drive down, and we're going to have a great show. We have our New York Comic-Con collectibles there, so if you missed out at New York Comic-Con, you can grab them at Baltimore. Eric Bassel Duo will also be signing at our booth Friday and Saturday. Times will be shared on social media, so make sure you check that out. The only other thing I wanted to talk about was our monster sticker hunt that's going on right now. Help Vesper, Mangoat, and the Bunny Man catch some monsters by completing different task stickers. I think it's 6, 10, and 12. You get different prizes based on however many stickers you collect. The more stickers, the more rare the prize. Go get that limited to 100 collectible exclusive, as well as the opportunity to win a one-of-one showcase. In addition, I said the Horror VCon's it's gonna be like a giant Halloween party, I feel. We will be doing a Zenescope costume contest for our staff, and you, the fans, will get to vote. If you don't vote for me, I'll be really mad. Sounds like our warehouse team is putting something together as a group, which makes me nervous. I feel like they're gonna have good costumes. Because they seem to be putting, my costume I think is gonna be hilarious if I can pull it off. I'm not gonna say what it is, but opportunity to get some really cool collectibles that you can't get anywhere other than Kickstarter. Celebrate a milestone issue. And if you wanted to hear more about that, you can check out last week's episode where I sat down with my father and discussed all things Grimm Fairy Tales and spooky season questions. Other than that, I hope everybody has a great rest of their week, and we will be back, I think it's Myths and Monsters. And I'll sit down with Noah. Maybe I'll interview him about his wedding too. But that's all from me, and I hope you have a great rest of your day.